What up guys, your boy Jackie Dripmode, and I am back, and today we're going to be working on the dial. But before I get into the dial, I just wanted to say that, and today's for a tribute for the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future. And man, I've been just excited about this because I've been collecting, building, working on my Back to the Future collection. So let me show you my collection first.
So as you can see here, here's some Jada toys. You got some NECAs, you got some Sun Stars, Diamond Selects, reactions from Super 7 as well, and Hot Wheels.
And the one that I want to focus on, boom, here you go guys. Here is the Diamond Select 1/15 scale DeLorean from Diamond Select. Now this is badass because first, this is pretty big. Out of all the common ones you'll find, this is pretty big, and this is not common anymore. This is Diamond Select that, you know, now you'll find them on eBay. But the cool part about this is that they made all three of them, and I specifically like this one because of the wheels, because this is the DeLorean that goes on the train track. But besides that, this vehicle makes noises and it has lights. Check this out. We just traveled back in time, guys. But now you see why this guy is so cool. For the price, guys, think about it. It comes with lights inside. The flux capacitor lights up, the dashboard lights up, the back, the front lights, and the blue light. I got excited when I got this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build the train track. That famous scene where the train is pushing the DeLorean so it could pick up to 85 miles per hour so it could travel back in time before it hits the barricade where it says end of track. So that's the scene that I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build that train track with that barricade for this vehicle. Now this is the first of a kind because I have never built a dial for a vehicle. Normally we build dials for figurines, but never for vehicles. So this is going to be a first for me. So let's get to it.
Alright, so I'm already laying down the track. Now I'm gonna do is start making these pieces look like wood with my metal brush. Got it at Home Depot. Comes with 3 different types of bristles with different strengths. This is the one that I feel like it's probably the best one. And what I'm gonna do is again just scrape the foam in one direction. And voila. Now you can go crazier, you can go deeper. You can go deeper just to get those real deep areas. But in general, this is just enough just to make wood, just to mimic wood. So I'm gonna do that to all these pieces.
Now that I got the track going here, I think I'm gonna build there's this wall that they make so that the train doesn't pass that area. There's one that says end of track, and that you'll see in the movie where you're going towards the end of the actual track that goes off a bridge. Thinking about building it, so I went ahead and started cutting some foam that looks like 2x4, and just from the reference, I haven't just kind of understand how they did it. it's good for the base. It's a bit taller where you have the sign. So that part I gotta figure out. Alright guys, so here it is assembled. Looks pretty good. So now it's time for the priming. And there we have it, all primed up. Now let's get ready to paint. Alright, so everything's painted. Gave it a base coat of some mixture of like tan and a regular brown with a mixture of like espresso for the rails. Look pretty cool, but I want to make this look more realistic, so I'm gonna start going with the dry brushing with a caramel brown, and then after that I'm gonna fill in the in-betweens with pebbles. I really don't play with pebbles much, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I was able to paint the sign as well, and then that will be it. And let's do it. Next up, we're gonna do a black wash. So just get some water, get some paint, more water than paint, and start washing. See that? See how like it just like it's like soaking in? When it dries, it's gonna look really cool. Alright, so here where am I right now? So now I want to fill it in with these pebbles. These are really cool pebbles. I'm gonna just first put like a base of a little bit of glue and then just start filling it in, and then after that fill it in with Mosh Podge so it can stay together. Put some glue on the bottom. So, okay, so we used to put some Mosh Podge just for like a base, and I'm gonna start filling it in. Alright, so I'm getting some Mosh Podge and I watered it down just a bit, just so that I could pour it. And I'm hoping this works. So the whole point of this is to keep them in there, you know. So let's hope that I'm gonna hope that works. So let me just take some of that off. Alright, next up is the lettering. So I stenciled the words out. So I'm just gonna tape them. Normally I think I would spray paint it, but I think I'm gonna try a different technique and use a sponge. So let's try it out. Sponge out some paint and I'm just gonna press. Time to take it off. Oh,
Hell yeah, mission accomplished. Just gotta take the tape in the middle off, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Alright, next up is we're gonna be putting some grass. Now I already started off the camera, but I'm gonna just do it in front of you guys. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this also is because, like, you know, some of the rocks weren't able to cover some of the 2 pieces of foam that I used to elevate this side of the tracks. So I'm gonna be using hot glue to cover those imperfections right there. So right here I got some of that pavement showing, and it doesn't have to be a lot. So what I'm doing is I'm getting moss and I'm shredding it, and then I'm just gonna dab it, and not too much, just a little bit. Now I put a lot on this side because in the movie, the reference, the grass is mostly here. All I'm doing here is just making sure I cover up all those imperfections, and then repopulate it. And then now to add the final touch, gonna be using some red brown for the edges. Let's get to it.
This is heavy. There's that word. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Here you go, guys. Here is my Back to the Future Part 3 diorama. And this is the scene where he's back at 1885 and he's trying to get back to 1985. And he wasn't able to have gas at that point in time, so he had to use a train to push the DeLorean so it could reach 85 miles per hour so that he could go back to his own present time. But in this scene right here, what you're seeing where he's about to hit the end of track. That was, I think, a nice piece that kind of symbolizes that scene. But I'm also adding the scene where he is helping Dr. Brown with the hoverboard, trying to save Clara. So that's what I'm doing here. That's what this scene is. And I was able to just CAG it by finding this character. This is actually the character from Overwatch, and he had a poncho and he had a hat, and it's perfect because I'm able to hide his face, and I have him holding a hoverboard. So I thought it was just a great representation of that scene, and one of the climax of that scene as well. So I nerded out when I was like, damn, what should I do? It felt empty without it. It still works, but it just felt empty. And you know me, I like to go that extra mile. So I was able to just put him inside of the DeLorean holding the hoverboard before the track ends. So, but yeah, it's a real simple build. It wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that hard. I'm going to move the vehicle so I can focus on the actual dial. So as you can see, it's real simple. All it is just 2 pieces of foam, you know, one taller than the other one so it could give you the illusion of the track being higher. I was using some balsa wood to create the track, and then was able to create the barricade for this part of the dial where it says
End of track. And I thought it was a really cool accessory to put. You could definitely just take it off and just have the DeLorean in the middle. Alright, if that seems a lot more accurate to some of you guys who are like, come on, he's about to hit the barricade. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm just being able to be playful with this scene. So most likely this is how it'll be. But to just add to that scene, I think the barricade is just a nice touch. Now, the other thing too that I'm planning to do, and I wasn't successful at it, was I wanted to get an actual train pushing the DeLorean. But this is a 1/15 scale, so this guy's pretty big. So I was looking all over the internet trying to find a 1/15 train, steam train, to push this DeLorean, and I wasn't able to do it. But the way that I did this though is that I can actually, if I ever do find it, I can continue the dial by adding another piece and adding that extension to the back where you see the train pushing the DeLorean. And that's gonna probably be in another video if I ever find that. But if not, then this is perfect. Alright guys, well that's basically it. It was a real simple dial with fun, and it's gonna be an amazing piece for my collection. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something different in this video. And guys, please hit that like button, write a comment, and if you haven't, hit subscribe. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.
I'm all the way up.